So, picking university is one of the most important and hard decisions you will ever make, somewhere between picking a job, a partner, and where you'll hide from your landlord. You really don't want to make the wrong choice here, unless you do want your life to turn into a Dostoevsky novel. In that case, might as well consider GC. SJTU has two campuses, Xuhui, where the business and other kids are, and Minhang, where the engineering and other kids are. If you choose GC, Xuhui unfortunately stops being an option immediately. Your fate has been sealed. Once you arrive as a freshman, it's important to understand the triangle rule. It perfectly predicts what kind of student you will become. Most people end up somewhere in the middle, but in GC, the triangle looks a little pointy. Once you know your place, and if you're not happy with your position on this graph, maybe you want better grades. Well, it's a bit too late. You should have thought about that in middle school. And honestly, climbing this Everest might really disappoint you, because in the end, you have to fly into space just to get an above average grades. The triangle gets even more skewed if you make a few decisions that will fail your save file, like picking manuals engineering, not choosing Calc 1, using AI and GL's paper. And similarly, you can sort of skew it back just by picking a bunch of business courses. But if you're doing it not for the intellectual brats, you might as well just ask yourself why you didn't go to the business school. Talking about the students in GC, so far there are only a few people I honestly wish I'd never see again, but the thing I like here is that people are hiding treasures. Most GC students are modest, so that quiet guy sitting next to you might be writing software for Elon Musk's space program, or he might secretly be a world-class tennis player or a future president. You never really know. The problem is you have to talk to people to find it out, and if you're not good at Chinese or don't have maxed out Genshin Impact accounts, that is not the easiest thing to do. Even though everyone comes from different backgrounds, there are two things they always share: waifus on their laptops and complete silence in the lectures. So every class feels like one-on-one tutoring, and the most common answer to "do you understand this class?" is because for someone it's too easy and they feel bored, and personally for me sometimes I fail to construct any meaningful question as I stopped understanding what's happening 3 homeworks ago. Sometimes silence can feel a little awkward, but we all get used to it, except of course for Manuel. After your first year, you choose a major. You go for ECE if you're not afraid of pointers, you choose ME if you have rich parents and you can afford to go to Michigan, or MSc if you don't like either option or secretly have a crush on Milias and can afford to go to Michigan. I picked ECE because I had some programming experience before and thought it would give me an advantage. I imagine minimal effort, maximal life. Unfortunately, several years of high school programming training translated into exactly 2 lectures, so I had to delay my vacation plans. There are many great things about GEC. Professor-student interaction, the international community, frequent events, workshops with a bunch of tools, and free food, of course. Naturally, there are bad things too. But overall, the positives outweighed everything else, and honestly, it's pretty cool. And now, since it's required in the assignment, let's talk about me. Who am I? If you know me close enough, you probably know that my real name is Asana Lee, but I've been going for Asa for so long, I tend to forget my former name as well. Honestly, the reason I decided to come to China, where the content I was consuming during high school, surprisingly, I really liked the novels, and even Chinese names in them couldn't stop me from the reading, though I always confused the characters. If you know some of them, hit me up later, we might have a conversation. Maybe you have not noticed that, but I am all about anime. And I believe about 80% of hobbies and traits I got from the shows that I liked, so maybe if not for them, I would actually become a decent person. I hope you enjoy your chicken, Andrew.